So in other words, Yankees took 2 out of 3. Mets started off strong on Friday. And last night's game, though, was just an awesome game. CC and R.A. Dickey came out in the first inning and pretty much just plowed through the first 3 batters. It was 3 up, 3 down right away. It looked like the Yankees might sort of pull away when Teixeira hit the 3-run shot, I believe.
Nah, Swisher did.
Swisher that hit the
Swishalicious, baby, hit the 3-run shot.
Props to Swisher.
Well, look, big props to R.A. Dickey, as R.A. only gave up. Yesterday was his first earned run since May 22nd versus Pittsburgh, so that was 44 2/3 inning of scoreless baseball for him. Wow, that's impressive.
Wowzers.
And you know how R.A., obviously, he's the knuckleballer. Yesterday, he threw his first wild pitch of the year, which is very impressive as well.
That is impressive. You know what? I was very proud of him. He played good. He made a hell of an effort to score a run last night, too.
Yeah,
hell of an effort to score a run last night.
My man gets a single and then comes in off CC Sabathia and gets trucked by the catcher.
Smacked right in the
Chris Stewart just smacked him right in the face. But I think that was because, R.A. in the first inning throws it at A-Rod.
Oh, he said sorry.
I know. It's a knuckleball. I get it. You don't know where it's going to go. You even saw Alex Rodriguez smile and laugh about it.
I think that's why it was. Even Alex Rodriguez like, well, dude, even he doesn't know where the ball is actually going to land.
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
Oh, my goodness, man. But yeah, the Yankees definitely got on top of R.A. Dickey. R.A. even said it himself in the post-game interview that he didn't, the ball was too wobbly, and you don't want the ball being wobbly if you're a knuckleballer, It danced too much.
You're not going to be perfect. I mean, let's be honest. Back-to-back games of complete games with 1 hit. I mean, sooner or later, that's got to stop.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic here. This is sports. Like, no matter how hot of a streak you get on, sooner or later it comes to an end. I think David Wright now is on a 14-game hit streak after last night.
I
think he was. He was at 13.
He continues it on the 14.
The single last night, so now he's a 14-game hit streak.
Correct.
Wright's playing good this year, all in all. I'm pretty happy with his performance. I mean, after
he's
last
batting,
year,
dude, he went 2 for 4 yesterday. He's batting 360.
Yeah, I mean, and last year he did not have. Last year was rough for him.
The last couple of years have been a little rough for David Wright. We've always known that he's got a good shtick, but never really put it together. But
you sound like Charles Bronson when you say that.
Do I really?
Yeah, like you should be James Bond all over again.
Yes, sign me. I would love to play James Bond. Are you kidding me? I would love that.
They call me D'Alessandro.
No, they call me Balls.
They call me Balls.
Joey Balls. I got a license for sports.
Oh man, Pixel brings up a good point, especially in last night's game. A lot of men were left on base. I mean, you could have had like an 9-8 game, 10-8. Like, I know the Mets ended the game with what? 2 men on, runners on the corners, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. All I know is whoever we were listening to on our ride in here today said it perfectly. He's like, I actually thought the ball had a chance to leave on that final out until it was 30 feet short.
Dude, the way though that you heard it come off the bat, I got worried. I was like, oh, shenanigans. Yeah. I was like, oh, snap. I was worried.
Yeah, Sarah actually is pointing out something that me and you have talked about numerous times with the Yankees so far.
And it pisses me off.
How much they're struggling with runners in scoring position.
And that's why I'm convinced this Yankee team is not going to win the series, because if they don't hit home runs, they don't get timely hitting.
Kentucky won the national championship, and like 1,000 other things happened this year they're supposed to win the World Series.
Correct.
So you can't say things like that.
But because
too many things are in their favor.
But they don't get the clutch hitting. If they don't hit a home run, they can't get that single, to bring in 2 runs with the bases loaded. No, it's got to be a home run or an out.
I know what you're saying. That makes you nervous in the playoffs when runs are harder to come by, and the pitching steps up, and
yeah, man,
you need clutch batting. You need guys that are going to come up with a single and a single. Like, that's one of the things about the Mets.
Yeah. I like KGM's point in the chat room. He's right. Gardner was always good for that scrappy hitting. And Gardner may not even be coming back. That's very unfortunate. He keeps having setbacks with his rehab with his shoulder. So we're going to see what continues to happen with Brett Gardner.
Well, that would be disappointing for the Yankees.
It would be, but they're still rocking. They're doing all right. But that's one of the key points right there. Gardner used to get clutch little scrappy singles, just to keep the inning alive and keep things going. And we don't have that guy anymore.
That's what I mean. For the Yankees, I mean, obviously I'm more Mets than Yankees, but I still rather see a team from this area. And not to mention, let's be honest here, when the Yankees win, people are very happy in the tri-state area. So that is always a good thing when people are happy. They got their little banners on their cars and their little Yankee flag. People are just in a really good mood. I mean,
yes.
And when the Mets win, you see people start coming out of the woodworks. Like, guys are like, I can show my face again. Like, I can be proud to be a Mets fan. Takes a lot of cojones to own up to being a Mets fan, ladies and gentlemen.
It does right now, unfortunately. But everybody needs to come out of the woodwork if they're a Mets fan. This team's not bad, okay?
Well,
gotta give him props. But also, especially, got to give him props with 2 outs in an inning. The Mets lead the major leagues with scoring most runs with 2 outs this year.
Yeah, that was a cool stuff.
As they did last night, 4 out of their 5 runs came on 2-out hits.
Which is like, when you're at it, like, I don't know about you, but like for me, when I watch and I see 2 outs, like, or, an 0-2 count with 2 outs, I'm like, oh, here's a pop fly. Or, here's like
you can't even think that with the Mets now.
No, I didn't, but that's the thing. I learned that just last night when the announcers mentioned it, that with 2 outs, this is one of the most reliable teams if you got runners in scoring position.
Big shout out to the Queen Buzz in the chat room. Hi, Dina.
Hi, Dina.
We love you.
I got your name right again. I am consistent with it now, Dina. You can't get mad at me anymore.
Nice little fun fact. The Yankees have won 5 consecutive series versus the Mets, dating all the way back to 2010. Mets, get your game up, son. Yeah, can't even beat the Yanks 2 out of 3. What up?
That was a fun fact. Real fun. I enjoy learning that fact.
You want to know? You want another fact?
Sure.
The Yankees hit 15 home runs versus the Mets in the 6 games that they played against them this year.
Wow.
Which attributed for 24 out of the 32 runs that they scored.
The Yankees have scored 32 runs in 6 games against. Wow.
Yep. So they average about 6 runs. Yeah, they average between 5 and 6 runs per game against the Mets. 15 home runs. They now lead the major leagues with home runs with 112 on the year. So this team really is jack them out or we're not scoring.
That is crazy to me.
You know what's crazy to me?
What is crazy to you?
CC Sabathia not going 6 innings. He only went 5 2/3. This Met team was going after CC. CC didn't have his stuff. Dickey didn't have his stuff. What happened to Sunday Night Baseball? Yeah. CC Sabathia versus R.A. Dickey. Where was that?
It was just too much. It was just too much. What else could
both of them came up playing like poop.
The pressure moment was there, and they choked on it. I don't know. You know what?
Yeah.
To me, it's one of those moments where it just, if you really think about it, with the way the game went, it was sort of like the pitchers came out in inning 1 and dominated. Mm-hmm. And slowly but surely, the batting got them. You know what I mean? Like, instead of the pitching wearing on the batters started to wear on the pitchers. And it turned into, after 6 innings, both starters are gone, and let's see what the bullpen's
And then what the bullpen going to do, and the Mets bullpen, sorry, Met fans, your bullpen's atrocious. So therefore...
They only gave up 1 run, but
it was enough to lose. It was a game-winning run.
Yeah, it was enough to lose.
The game-winning run.
The 8th inning, Cano hit it?
Yeah, Cano hit a solo shot in the 8th inning to put the Yankees up 6-5 to put them up for good. It was his 16th home run of the season. Yes!
No.
Feel good. The Mets yesterday had a sellout crowd of 42,364, and that is the largest crowd ever at Citi Field in the 4-year existence.
Oh, wow.
Or 3-year existence, whatever it is.
Well, it was a good game to get excited about. I mean, let's be honest here. You had R.A. Dickey and CC Sabathia as your 2 starting pitchers. You had all the big names, really, when it came down to it, being healthy and playing. Who came back and played for the Mets last night?
Ruben Tejada.
He
shortstop. Yeah, that was key. He's key for the Mets. He's very good at defense. He's gonna fill that void at the shortstop spot where they just kept, they had one person there, and then all of a sudden they had the fourth stringer in there, and it was just what is that? A merry-go-round of shortstops? A merry-go-round
of players for the shortstop position.
Yes,
which is not something you really want.
No,
let's be honest, but. All I know, Joey D, is that it is really easy to talk Yankees.
And Sarah F. and Levy, I agree. She points out that, yes, last night's game was still the best one out of the series, even though both pitchers were way too hyped. I completely agree. Friday's game sucked just because the Mets won. I'm sorry.
Friday was my favorite game of the week.
Sorry about that. And then Saturday, pretty much the Mets dominated the Yankees except for one inning. Where the Yankees scored 4 runs and went on to win the game. And then yesterday, it was back and forth between the two teams. It really was. It was a good series overall between the two teams. It was better than the other series when the Yankees swept the Mets out of the stadium.
Yeah, that was no fun. At least, I mean, when Friday ended, you were, like, as a Mets fan, you're like, oh, maybe we can take 2 out of 3.
No.
Let's win Friday and then lose 2 in a row. See, what I just hope is that as for the Mets, they don't let this start a losing streak for them, which I don't think they will. I think mentally this is a pretty tough team.
I think technically they've lost. No, that was the Yankees who lost coming into this. Forget it. Forget what I said.
You had an idea. It's cool. But you know what I'm trying to say, though? I think mentally they're tough enough that they won't let this start a losing streak.
No, I don't think Terry Collins is going to allow that.
Do you have Johan pitching?
I'm trying to check, actually.
Because he didn't pitch in this series, right?
No, he did not pitch.
Yeah, so I think he pitches to
well, I know the Yankees are playing the Cleveland Indians. It's Hiroki Kuroda versus Josh Tomlin today. And for the Mets, they play the Chicago Cubs. It's Johan Santana versus Travis Wood. I think the Mets are going to win today.
Go Johan.
I really do. Go Johan. Yeah.
Go Johan.
Do you want me to go down the rest of baseball real quick, or do you have anything else?
No, I'm pretty much good because I think if I keep going, Sarah might keep picking on me, and I don't know if I can handle that anymore. Sarah's being very mean to me. Not nice to you, Sarah. Quick question from Pixel. What was the Mets-Yankees Subway Series for the year?
5-1 Yankees.
5-1?
5-1.
How do you go 5-1?
Because they played 6. They swept the Yankees. they swept the Mets at Yankee Stadium. They took 2 of 3 now. So 3 plus 2 is 5.
Oh.
And then the one loss.
I was looking at it in what they win the series in. I'm like, how do you win the series with 5 wins?
2000. You didn't tell me 2000.
Yeah,
I thought you meant here. It was the Yankees who won 4-1. Yankees won 4-1 back in 2000.